See the first question. Photon of which light has maximum energy? The formula for energy is E is equals to h nu or E is equals to hc upon lambda. The energy is inversely proportional to wavelength and directly proportional to frequency. In the VIBGYOR, as you go from left to right, the wavelength increases and the frequency decreases. ये सबको पता है ना? So violet will be having the highest energy, or else it will be having the highest frequency. ये जो red है, it will be having the least energy or least frequency and highest wavelength. So the answer for this question is C. Which photon of which light has maximum energy? Violet. पहला options में आप लोग को गलत दिया गया. I think red mark किया गया. I have changed the option and updated the result. The answer is violet. Okay. In the electromagnetic spectrum from left to right, wavelength increases. जो हमने mark किया था notes में. In the electromagnetic spectrum, left to right, the wavelength increases and the frequency decreases. Maximum frequency radiation is cosmic radiation and the minimum frequency radiation is long radio waves. Cosmic के बाद you have वो order बताओ कोई. After cosmic radiation you have
Gamma.
ray. After gamma you have X-rays. After X-rays you have ultraviolet, then visible, then infrared. Microwaves. Very good.
Radio waves.
Long radio waves. वो जो particular order है ना वो important है. उस particular order से question आने का chances ज़्यादा है. Okay. You may get the question in physics as well. उसमें भी रहता है वो. ठीक है. Question number 27. In question number 27, they are saying that a 40 watt bulb is on for 20 seconds and it is emitting photons of wavelength 620 nanometers with an efficiency of 80%. Okay, so it is unable to deliver 100% of the power. Only the 80% of the total power is delivered. So if 40 watt is the power of the bulb, the delivered power will be 40 into 0.8 because the efficiency is only 80%. So the delivered power is 32 watt. And power is nothing but energy per unit time. So the total energy emitted in a time of 20 seconds will be power times time. So the energy emitted in 20 seconds is 32 joules into 20 seconds to joule second. The use of power is joule per second. Watt or joule per second. So second cancel hoga. From this you can get the total energy emitted in 20 seconds. And the energy is emitted in the form of photons. And if the total number of photons are n, the total energy will become n times h nu or n hc upon lambda. Okay, as they have given wavelength, I have written the formula in terms of hc upon lambda. Okay, the total energy will be because of some n number of photons. The total energy is nothing but power times the time for which the bulb is on. So it is 32 watt into 20 seconds. This must be equal to nh nu or nhc upon lambda. From this you can calculate the value of n. Okay. So whenever you are substituting or whenever you are calculating anything, always substitute along with units. Last में हमको क्या बचना चाहिए? You need to get the number of photons. So सारे units cancel हो जाना चाहिए. Okay. So 32 joule per second into 20 seconds, second cancel हो गया इधर. And into h का value 2 into hc का value 2 into 10 raised to minus 24, 25 joule meter. So इधर joule cancel हो जाएगा. And lambda is 620 nanometers. 1 nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meters. So meter cancel हो गया. So you will be left with a number. So if you calculate that particular number, you will get it as almost 198400 into 10 power 16. So this can be written as 2 lakh or 20 lakh. It can be written as almost 200,000. So it is 2 into 10 power 21. I hope ये आप लोग ने किया होगा. आप लोग को बस इतना ही इसमें ये करना है. The bulb is only 80% efficient, so you need to first convert the 40 watt into the power that is delivered. The delivered power is only 40 into 0.8, which is 32 watt. ऐसा क्वेश्चन हमने क्लासरूम में भी किया है power is equals to energy per unit time. Okay, this is the most standard question again. Chances है ये आने के लिए. Okay. Next question, a simple straightforward question. Direct, if you know the formula हो जाएगा, and you need to know the conversion. Wave number nu bar is equals to 1 upon lambda. ये जो question 28 है सब लोगों से बन जाना चाहिए. Nu bar is equals to 1 upon lambda, and lambda is given as 500 nanometers. You need to convert that nanometer to centimeter. 1 nanometer is equals to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. 1 angstrom is equals to 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters or 10 raised to minus 10 meters. Okay. Okay. Question number 29. Which of the following is not correct according to Planck's quantum theory? Energy is emitted or absorbed discontinuously. They are asking the wrong statement. According to Planck's quantum theory, energy is emitted or absorbed in the form of packets in a discontinuous manner. So, pehla jo statement is that's a right statement. Energy is emitted or absorbed discontinuously in the form of packets. Energy of quantum or energy of each packet is directly proportional to its frequency. E is equals to h nu na. Energy of each packet is directly proportional to the frequency of the source. So that is also a right statement. A photon is also called as quantum of light. वो भी सही है. Each packet is called as quantum, or if it is plural, it is called as quanta. Last statement, energy less than a quantum can be emitted or absorbed. This is never possible. हमने milk packets का भी example लिया था. If you are having only 1 liter milk packet, the minimum amount which you can get is 1 liter. 1 से कम तो नहीं मिलेगा कभी भी. And you can get the milk only in integer multiples. 1 liter, 2 liters, 3 liters, so on and so forth. So energy less than a quantum can never be emitted. Always energy is emitted in integer multiples of the quantum. Okay, and this n is equals to 1, 2, 3. This can never be a fraction. So option D is the wrong statement. Photoelectric effect आप लोग को अच्छे से समझ में आना चाहिए. Then only you can answer the theoretical questions. I hope this is clear. Question number 29. Any doubt? Anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Question number 30. Again, this is also straightforward. ज़्यादा बड़ा calculations नहीं दिया मैंने इस बार. Correct order of radius of first orbit of hydrogen, helium positive, Li2 positive, beryllium 3 positive. We know that radius is proportional to n square upon z, or the actual formula for radius is Rn is equals to 0.529 times n square upon z angstroms. Right? So for a given value of n, if n is fixed, the radius is inversely proportional to atomic number. So more is the atomic number, lesser will be the radius. ये obvious भी है. Atomic number ज़्यादा है तो protons ज़्यादा रहेंगे. If protons are more, the shell or the orbit will be close to the nucleus. So hydrogen will be greater than, helium positive will be greater than, lithium 2 positive is greater than, beryllium 3 positive. Answer A. Okay. Question number 31. A body absorbs an electromagnetic wave of wavelength 500 nanometers. If it releases all the energy absorbed by emitting 2 wavelengths, one of which is 800 nanometers, and you need to calculate the other wavelength. You can apply the conservation of energy. Energy absorbed is nothing but the energy released. While absorbing, it is absorbing only 1 photon. While releasing energy, it is releasing in terms of 2 packets. It is releasing 2 photons. So E1 is equals to E2 plus E3. The formula for energy, एक ही formula है, E is equals to h nu, and C is equals to nu lambda. From that you can write E is equals to hc upon lambda. Okay, so hc upon lambda 1 is equals to hc upon lambda 2 plus hc upon lambda 3. So from this you can calculate the value of lambda 3. This is also an easy question. ये भी बन जाना चाहिए आपसे. Question number 32. What is likely to be orbit number? इसमें थोड़ा calculation है. What is likely to be orbit number for a circular orbit of diameter? They have given diameter, so first you need to convert that into radius. We know radius is equals to 0.529 into n square upon z angstroms. So 0.529 into n square, Z is 1 because they have given it as hydrogen atom. 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meters. This must be equal to, the radius value is given as 10 nanometers. 10 into 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Okay, if you are calculating this, you get n square as 189 or n as root 189. Root 189 is 13 point something. So the orbit number is 14. Okay. इसमें ये जो 0.529 में the calculations precise नहीं है, इसके वजह से हमको ऐसा कुछ आया. And this is also not the exact value, it is nearly 20 nanometers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. ये भी आसान है. Again direct formula application. We know energy is proportional to z square upon n square. So in सबका energy same होना है तो z and n must be same. If z and n are same, you will get the energy as 13.6 electron volts. Okay. So the answer has to be B. E2 of helium positive. उसका Z भी 2 है और N भी 2 है, so 2 square upon 2 square cancel हो जाएगा. E3 of lithium 2 positive. Z भी 3 है, N भी 3 है, so 3 square upon 3 square वो भी cancel होगा. Similarly, this is also Z equal to 4, N equal to 4. Cancel हो जाएंगे ना? So the correct relationship must be B. Is this clear?
Sir.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
Next
sir.
question. इसके जैसे क्वेश्चंस हमने बहुत किया है. The velocity radius is proportional to n square upon z. Velocity is proportional to z upon n. Energy is proportional to z square upon n square. The time period is proportional to n cube upon z square, or the frequency is proportional to z square upon n cube. Okay. Once you know the proportionality, you can find the ratio in two different atoms in two different orbits. Okay. ये standard questions है. So they have given the velocity of hydrogen, velocity of electron in hydrogen in the first orbit as v, and they're asking what will be the velocity in the third orbit of lithium 2 positive. So Vn is proportional to z upon n. Z1 is 1 and n1 is also 1. Z2 is 3 and n2 is also equals to 3. So cancel हो जाएगा. So Vn2 must be equal to the velocity of electron in the first orbit of hydrogen. So the answer is V. The answer is V. Everyone.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt? If you have having any doubt, please ask me. Okay. Hydrogen's atomic number is 1 and the orbit given is 1. Lithium atomic number is 3 and the orbit given is 3. So substitute करो, इस formula में value substitute करो, आ जाएगा. Okay. ठीक है. Question number 35. In a certain electronic transition in the hydrogen atom from an initial state 1 to final state 2, the difference in the orbital radius, it came out to be 24 times the radius of the first Bohr's orbit. So they're asking about the transition. We know the formula for radius. Rn is equals to 0.529 times n square upon z. They have given z is equals to 1 because it is hydrogen atom. So Rn2 minus Rn1 क्या हो जाएगा? It is 0.529 into n2 square minus n1 square. एक एक ऑप्शन सब्स्टिट्यूट करके देख सकते हो आप लोग, बट ये 24 टाइम्स बोल रहे हैं ना, ये 5 स्क्वायर minus 1 square is nothing but 24. Okay. So the transition has to be from 5 to 1. 24 times 0.529 angstroms तभी आएगा if the transition is from 5 to 1. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the next question, in the Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, the ratio between the period of revolution, मतलब time period of an electron in orbit n equals to 1 to the time period of the electron in the orbit n equals to 2. So first you can derive the proportionality for time period. We know speed is equals to distance upon time. So time क्या हो जाएगा? Distance upon speed. The distance the electron is covering is nothing but circumference of the orbit, which is nothing but 2 pi r. and the velocity is v. We know radius is proportional to n square upon z and velocity is proportional to z upon n. So the time period will become proportional to n cube upon z square. I hope ये वाला part clear है सबको, बहुत बार किया हमने. Okay, so the time period is proportional to n cube upon z square. So the time period in first orbit divided by the time period in the second orbit is nothing but n1 cube upon n2 cube, which is 1 cube upon 2 cube, which is 1 upon 8, 1:8. Okay, so the answer is D. 37th question में भी हमको period of revolution time period ही पूछा है, but they have given rate 2 different radii. They have not given us the orbit number. Okay, so first we can find the ratio of the orbits. We know radius is proportional to n square upon z. R1 is given as capital R and the R2 is given as 4R. R1 by R2 क्या हो जाएगा? It will be n1 square divided by n2 square ना. So n1 square upon n2 square is 1 upon 4, or n1 upon n2 is 1 upon 2. So the ratio of the orbit numbers of these two will be 1 by 2. Okay, time period का ratio क्या है? It is n1 cube upon z1 square divided by n2 cube upon z2 square. As it is in the same atom, z1 z2 cancel हो जाएगा. So time period, the ratio of time periods is nothing but n1 cube upon n2 cube. We already know the ratio of n1 upon n2, so this is also answer 1:8. इस क्वेश्चन में और इस क्वेश्चन में डिफरेंस क्या है? इस क्वेश्चन में they have directly given you the orbit numbers. In this question they have given you the radius, so from the radius relation you can get the ratio of the orbits. Once you get that, you can calculate. आया समझ में? Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Question number 38. Again, this is also very basic formula application. The energy is given by the formula minus 13.6 z square upon n square. Potential energy, you can calculate the total energy, and from that you can calculate the potential energy. 2 times total energy is potential energy. And kinetic energy is equals to minus total energy. Even the ionization energy is nothing but the negative of the total energy. उस पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिट में जो भी एनर्जी नेगेटिव आता है उसका पॉजिटिव वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी, राइट? सो एनर्जी ऑफ ग्राउंड स्टेट ऑफ हीलियम पॉजिटिव, हीलियम एटॉमिक नंबर इज 2, so it will be minus 13.6 into 2 square, which comes out to be minus 54.4. Potential energy of first orbit of hydrogen atom, potential energy is 2 times total energy, so it will be 2 into minus 13.6, which is minus 27.2. Kinetic energy of second excited state. What is meant by second excited state?
N is equal to 3.
N equals to 3.
Equal to 3.
Very good. N equals to 1 is the ground state, N equals to 2 is first excited state, N equals to 3 is second excited state. So in the second excited state, you need to find the kinetic energy. For that, you can calculate the total energy and उसका negative value ले सकते हो. Okay. Ionization potential of helium positive, total energy का उसका negative value, so it will be plus 54.4. Okay, so ये easy question था, कर लेना चाहिए था. Question number 39. The electrons are emitted in the photoelectric effect from a metal surface. Once let us check the options. Only if the frequency of radiation is above a certain threshold value. सही है? ऑप्शन है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Above or equal, greater than or equal to a threshold value. सही है, ठीक है. Only if temperature of the surface is high. Need not be, because we are supplying energy in the form of photon. So the temperature of the metal surface उससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं. अगर temperature ज़्यादा है तो I can say the energy that I need to incident will become less, क्योंकि already उसके पास थोड़ा energy है. At a rate that is independent of nature of metal. No, right? Different metals has different work functions or different threshold energies. So the rate of emission of electrons will be different, with a maximum velocity proportional to the frequency of the incident radiation. What is the expression for photoelectric effect? E incident is equal to
E threshold plus kinetic energy.
Plus
threshold
kinetic energy.
plus kinetic energy. Incident energy, I can write this as E into nu h into nu I minus h nu naught. Kinetic energy is
Half
half
mv square.
Half mv square.
right? So v square is proportional to the incident radiation. Okay, और जो v square है that is proportional to the incident radiation, or else v will be proportional to root nu. They're saying maximum velocity is proportional to the frequency, but it is not directly proportional to frequency. It is proportional to root nu, right? V square is proportional to, I can say, nu incident minus nu naught. Both the constant here, na? So I can say it will be proportional to nu incident. So V will be proportional to root over nu I. सही है ना? और न्यू नॉट भी रखना पड़ता है. न्यू नॉट भी रखना होता है क्या? Constant.
Yes.
ठीक है. Is this clear? Question number 40. In photoelectric effect, the maximum kinetic energy of ejected electrons is linearly proportional to. You can say linearly proportional.
Incident.
Either be I can say rather than velocity, directly proportional से अच्छा linearly proportional will be better क्योंकि इधर एक constant भी है ना. Okay. Okay. Again यहाँ से देखो the kinetic energy is proportional to the frequency of the incident radiation. So the answer is A. Intensity से कुछ related है क्या? Maximum kinetic energy?
No, sir.
The intensity के ऊपर क्या depend होगा?
मैक्सिमम वो है मैग्नीट्यूड नहीं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन.
Yeah, upon intensity the number of electrons
Bulb.
that can be ejected. The number of electrons that
ज्यादा
can be
ब्राइट
ejected.
ग्लो होगा.
हाँ. Each and every photon, if there is sufficient threshold energy or if there is sufficient energy, each and every photon will be removing one electron. So more are the number of photons, more will be the number of electrons emitted out. So upon intensity, the magnitude of current will be dependent. Okay. The kinetic energy is a function of only incident frequency, but not incident intensity. Okay. Question number 41. Stopping potential का मतलब I think मैंने आप लोग को क्लास में वो definition नहीं बताया. Stopping potential. Stopping potential मतलब whenever the electron is coming out from the metal plate, if you are incidenting energy greater than the threshold energy, the excess amount of energy is converting into kinetic energy, right? So if you want to nullify that particular kinetic energy, you need to apply potential opposite to that of electron. Okay, you need to have a repulsive potential. So that particular potential that nullifies the kinetic energy of the electron is called as stopping potential. So if you are applying stopping potential, then again there won't be any current because the electron cannot reach that particular metal plate. So if it is coming, they are saying that the stopping potential is 1.5 volts. हमने ये भी एक बात किया, whenever a charge Q is placed in a potential difference of V volts, the kinetic energy achieved by it will be equal to QV. ऐसा कुछ बात क्या हमने याद है? Whenever a charge Q is dropped in a potential difference of V volts, the kinetic energy achieved by it is QV. So if you are having an electron in, if you are having an electron in plus 1.5 volts, it will be achieving an energy of plus 1.5 eV. अभी देखो, now the stopping potential is minus 1.5 volts. इसका मतलब you are in a way you are applying an opposite potential. Okay, negative indicates उसका जो भी एनर्जी है उसको नलिफाई करने के लिए ऑपोजिट पोटेंशियल मैंने लगाया है. So the opposite energy that is generated is 1.5 electron volts. The energy that is required to stop that particular electron is 1.5 electron volts. इसका मतलब खुद के इलेक्ट्रॉन का एनर्जी कितना होगा? It has to be 1.5 electron volts, right? Everyone, समझ में आया ये?
Yes, sir.
If you are having any doubt in this, please let me know. I am applying a voltage of 1.5 volts to stop that particular electron. Electron charge is E. So the energy which I am applying to stop the electron is 1.5 eV. Okay. So if I am applying 1.5 eV amount of energy, electron का energy कितना होना चाहिए? 1.5 eV होना चाहिए. तभी तो उतना apply करना पड़ेगा ना मुझे. So the kinetic energy of the emitted electron is 1.5 eV. And the incident energy or the threshold energy or the work function is given as 2.5 eV. Okay, so the incident energy becomes 2.5 plus 1.5, which is 4 eV. So the answer is A for this question. Energy of incident photons is 4 electron volts. आया समझ में?
सर वो ऑप्शन सी समझा दो एक बार.
Photoelectric current increases when we use देखो again current जो है magnitude of current it depends on intensity of the photons. More are the number of photons, the more and more electrons will be emitted out, the magnitude of current will be increased. Here they are saying that photoelectric current increases when we use photons of high frequency. ये नहीं है ना? High frequency करने से वो जो भी electron बाहर आएगा, the current will be obtained but the magnitude of current can be increased only by increasing the number of photons. Okay, option C सही है everyone?
नहीं, wrong.
हाँ, option C wrong है, but आप लोग को समझ में आया ना option C?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone. Atomic structure is one of the easiest chapters to score in final exams. Definitely एक question आता है atomic structure से. Obviously सारे chapters से एक question तो आएगा ही है, but this particular chapter is easy to crack. Question 42. In a sample of hydrogen atoms, electrons make transition from fifth excited state. Fifth excited state मतलब n will be equal to 6. They're asking number of photons in the infrared region. Infrared region मतलब the first region is UV, उसके बाद visible, उसके बाद वाला infrared ही है ना? Okay, this is near infrared, mid infrared, and far infrared. So the total lines in the infrared region are 6. Okay, clear? Okay,
Yes,
question
sir.
number 43. They're asking the number of lines in the Lyman series. They're asking like a formula. अभी ये वाला particular example, इसी example को देखा तो if you are having a transition from n equals to 6 to 1, तब Lyman series में कितना lines आया? 5 आया ना? So the formula will become n minus 1. ये 6 है, ये 5 है. So the formula becomes n minus 1. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the formula for कौन है ये? Next series कौन है? Balmer series will be n minus 2. This will be n minus 3. This will be n minus 4. So on and so forth. N minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus so on and so forth. Sum of integers n into n plus 1 upon 2 ना कुछ तो formula.
n plus 1 by 2.
Okay. Clear है सबको? ठीक है. So ये question भी आसान है. Number of visible lines when an electron returns from fifth orbit to ground state. So visible पूछ रहे. So visible series मतलब Balmer series होगा. So there are 3 lines. So the answer is 3. Okay, question number 45 देखो. They have given you some hypothetical atom and they have given you some lines. They're asking which particular line can be of red. Okay, the order
Highest
of
wavelength.
energy is red, sorry, violet greater than, blue greater than, green greater than red. In these lines, can you tell me the order of energy? Which particular line will be having the highest energy?
B.
I can definitely say the Lyman series lines will be having highest energy when compared to Balmer series.
Yes, sir.
अभी ये जो lines है which are coming from n equals to n to n equals to 1, these lines are Lyman series lines.
Yes.
So A, B,
Yes.
and C, sorry, A, B, and D will be having higher energy than C. Okay. Among A, B, and D, what is the order of energy? Anyone? Among A,
B
B, and D?
greater than
B greater than D
greater
greater
than
than A.
B greater, energy of B is greater than
BDA.
energy of D is greater than energy
A.
of A. A
Greater
line set.
than
For a given series, the length of the line can be treated as the energy. Okay, for a given series. इसका लेंथ ज्यादा है, so this will be having highest energy. उसके बाद ये, उसके बाद ये, and the last energy will be that of C. So red line, red क्या पूछा है ना? हाँ, red will be corresponding to 3 to 2. Answer is D. Okay. ठीक है. Question number 46. The difference between the wave number of first line of Balmer series and the last line of Paschen series. First line मतलब आप लोग को पता होना चाहिए. Balmer series मतलब all the lines coming from n equals to n to n equals to 2. First line मतलब it will be 3 to 2. Paschen series all the lines coming from n equals to n equals to 3. Last line मतलब infinity to 3. Okay. So nu 1 bar or 1 by lambda is equals to r z square into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square, or they're asking for the difference of the wave number. So nu 1 bar is r into 9 into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9, which is 5r by 4. Nu infinity, last line is nu infinity bar is r9 into 1 by 9 minus 1 by infinity square, which is 0. So it is r. So the difference is 5r by 4 minus r, which is r upon 4. एक बार देखना ये, the formula for the formula is 1 by lambda is equals to, which is equals to nu bar wave number r z square times 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Right? Is this clear?
yes.
Okay. Next question. Question 47. Which transition in lithium 2 positive would absorb the same wavelength as that of in helium positive, which is from 2 to 4. Okay. So एक बार helium positive में कितना होगा वो wavelength तो find कर लेना, and try to substitute the options and get the answer. Like for helium positive it will be 1 by lambda is equals to r into the z for helium is 2, so r into 4 into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 16, which can be written as r into 1 minus 1 by 4. So if I am substituting for lithium 2 positive, it will be r into 9 into 1 by 9 square minus 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. अभी हमको ये कैंसिल होके 1 minus 1 by 4 आया तो क्या सेम हो जाएंगे ना दोनों. Okay, so substitute the options. If you are substituting 3 and 6, 1 by 3 square is 1 by 9 minus 1 by 36. You can take 9 common and you can again get the same value of 1 by lambda. Okay, so if the transition is from 3 to 6, you will get the same value of lambda. Okay. Question number 48. As a questions, if you want to approach these questions, always approach them by drawing some diagram. Once you draw the diagram, आप लोग को समझ में आ जाएगा क्या करना है. Okay. they have given the series limit of Lyman series, first line of the Lyman series, and the series limit of Balmer series. Series limit of Lyman series matlab infinity to 1, first line of Lyman series matlab 2 to 1, series limit of Balmer series matlab infinity to 2. So among these, the energy relation will be this energy plus this energy. The energy of series limit of Balmer series plus the first line of Lyman series will be equal to the energy of series limit of Lyman series. So h nu 3 plus h nu 2 must be equal to h nu 1. Okay. Or else from this you can get nu 1 minus nu 2 is equals to nu 3. Clear? Question number 49. Someone explain me question number 49.
फाइव टू 1 ट्रांजिशन हो रहा है हीलियम में, वो नहीं बता सकते हैं?
देखो, हमने जो विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम, इंफ्रारेड रीजन और यूवी रीजन, ये सब हमने जो भी बात किया, that is applicable only for hydrogen atom. That is applicable only for hydrogen atom. For helium positive और lithium 3 positive, ये सब में ये valid नहीं है. So if they're asking fifth to ground state में helium positive में जा रहे हैं, you cannot say those particular lines, वो जो 5 to 2, 3, 4 to 2, ये सारे lines visible spectrum में होंगे करके बता नहीं पाएंगे. Okay, you can take the reference of hydrogen spectrum and you can try to get the answer, like what will be the, if I'm taking a hydrogen spectrum. Suppose this is n equals to infinity, n equals to 1, n equals to 2, and n equals to 3. Series limit of hydrogen spectrum of Balmer series will be infinity to 2, right? And the first line is 3 to 2. So I can say all the lines having energies between these two. All the lines having energies between these two can lie in visible spectrum. Okay. And I cannot definitely say this is the ending of the visible spectrum ना. अभी ये जो लाइन है विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम में फॉल हो रहा है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है इसके अलावा जो भी दूसरा जो एनर्जी रहेगा that may not fall in visible spectrum. That is not necessary. Because ऐसा कुछ स्टेटमेंट नहीं है this is the first line of the visible spectrum and this is the last line of the visible spectrum. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना डेटा. These lines fall in visible spectrum. These lines are not the limits of the visible spectrum. Okay. So from this data, I can conclude all the energies which are lying between these two, they will definitely fall in visible spectrum, but which doesn't lie in the doesn't lie between these two may or may not fall in visible spectrum. Okay. समझ में आया ये वाला पॉइंट आपको?
Yes.
Okay. So you cannot clearly determine which the total number of lines which will be present in visible spectrum in case of helium positive. Okay, I hope this is clear.
Sir, like हाइड्रोजन जैसा ही एटम है ना?
हाइड्रोजन जैसा ही एटम है, बट हाइड्रोजन जैसा सारे एनर्जीज नहीं है ना. वो जो विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम में होगा कि नहीं, it depends upon the energy of the photon. Visible spectrum's energy is a fixed thing. Okay, and they don't expect us to know the exact limit. वो जो 490 ऐसा जो भी रहता है ना उसका.
Yes.
Okay, so we cannot determine it. If they give you, suppose if they give you the range for visible spectrum, then you can calculate all the energies. Calculate करके आप लोग उसके साथ देख सकते हो. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो पूछो, और थोड़ा सोचो इस क्वेश्चन के ऊपर सोचो. 3 to 2 मतलब हाइड्रोजन स्पेक्ट्रम में ना, टेल मी द एनर्जीज This is that minus 13.6 electron volts. This is minus कितना आता है
3.4
3.0
04
04 ना
हाँ
3.4 ही है सॉरी
4
3.4 ही है ना ओके
हाँ
देन थर्ड में
1.51
minus 1.51.
1.51. So if I am having transition from infinity to 2, this energy will be 3.4 electron volts. From 3 to 2, the energy will be कितना आता है 3.4 minus 1.51 कितना
1.89
1.89.
1.89.
give me 2 minutes. Yeah. So 3.4 electron volts और 1.9 electron volts के बीच में जो भी values रहेगा, all of them belongs to visible spectrum. I can definitely say this, but I'm not so sure that अगर 3.5 electron volts है तो, if the energy is 3.5 electron volts, it may or may not be in visible spectrum, right? समझ में आ रहा है? Is this clear?
yes
Hello? Yeah. ठीक है. Last question. A photon of energy h nu is absorbed by a free electron of a metal having work function W, which is lesser than h nu. So they are saying that the incident energy is greater than the work function. So the electron will definitely come out of the system. Okay. So all the electrons may not come with the maximum kinetic energy because the electrons are under the influence of other atoms too. Okay. So ideal situation में the entire excess amount of energy will be converted into the kinetic energy of the electron. There can be some other interactions of the electron with some other atoms because of which the kinetic energy of the emitted electron can be lesser than the maximum value. Okay. So the appropriate answer will be D. It may come out with a kinetic energy less than or equal to h nu minus work function. इसलिए हम फॉर्मूला में लिखते समय we write that as h nu is equals to h nu naught plus ke max. That ke max is indicates it can be the maximum kinetic energy that is possible. Okay, so the answer for this question will be D. The right answer will be D. Any doubt? Hello?
no sir
No.
no
Clear
sir
है ना ये? Okay,
yes sir
I will
Yes, sir.
let us do some questions on periodic properties. पहले आप लोग attempt करो इसको. Everyone attempt these questions. We will discuss after 10 minutes. Everyone attempt these questions for 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We will discuss after 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Question number 1. The similarity in chemical properties of atoms of elements in a group of periodic table is most closely related to. Answer?
valence electrons
Valence electron.
Valence electron.
It is most closely related to its atomic number. और जो periodic properties है, what is modern periodic law?
The chemical and physical properties of elements. Periodic function of their atomic number.
Periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So the appropriate answer is option A. Okay. The appropriate valence electrons भी ठीक है, उसके हिसाब से valence electrons भी change होगा obviously, but they're asking about the periodic law in this question. So the most appropriate answer is atomic number. Okay. Question number 2.
Atomic number.
This is also atomic number.
Atomic number.
Atomic number. Okay, good.
B.
Question
B.
number 3.
A.
Easiest question, isoelectronic species. Okay, good. A.
A.
Question number 4. Question number 4 बताओ.
Option C.
Option C.
C.
Valence.
Option C.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. If you can observe, after the second ionization energy, there is sudden jump in the third ionization energy for both the elements A and B. इसका मतलब the number of valence electrons for both A and B must be 2. So if the number of valence electrons are 2, they must be belonging to group 2. Okay. उसके बाद as you go down the group, what happens to ionization energy?
Decreases.
Decreases. So B is having lesser ionization energy when compared to A. So B must be placed below A in the periodic table. So both A and B belong to group 2, where B comes below A. Option C is the right answer. Good. सभी लोग को समझ में आया ना? After removing 2 electrons, there is sudden jump in the ionization energy. So from the concept of successive ionization energies, whenever there is sudden jump, वहां तक जितना भी electrons हमने निकाला है, those will become the valence electrons. So in this case, there is sudden jump after the second ionization energy. So you have 2 valence electrons. इसका मतलब these 2 elements belong to group 2. And down the group, ionization energy decreases. Hence, B will be having. Hence, B must be placed below A. Hence, B must be placed below A. Okay. Okay. Question number 5.
Option C.
Option C. Option C is the right answer. ये already हमने classroom में भी किया है ना?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It has half fill configuration. Option C or D में D from D you are removing electronic from the fourth shell. Fourth shell से ज़्यादा मुश्किल third shell से होगा. Hence the answer is C. Question number 6.
Option C.
Option B.
Option
B.
B.
B, sir.
Okay. They're asking us to identify the right statement. For group 15 elements, the stability of +5 oxidation state increases down the group. Is that true?
No,
No,
sir.
right? According to inert pair effect, कल के lecture में हमने जो पढ़ा था, the stability of higher oxidation state decreases and the stability of lower oxidation state increases. So +5 oxidation state जो भी है, the stability keeps on decreasing. Okay, so option A is wrong. Next, elements of group 16 have lower ionization enthalpy values compared to that of group 15 in the corresponding periods. सही है ना ये?
Yes.
Oxygen has lesser ionization energy than nitrogen. The reason being half-filled configuration of group 15. So option B is right answer. Group 13 elements are all metals. गलत है ना ये? All the elements in group 17 are gases. ये भी गलत है. Only fluorine and chlorine are gases. Bromine is liquid. Bromine is liquid and iodine is solid.
Sorry.
Okay. 7th.
Option A.
Option A.
Option A.
N3 minus has the highest radius, followed by O2 minus, and then F minus. So option A, right?
Yes.
If they are isoelectronic, more the number of protons, lesser will be the radius. Okay. Question number 8.
Option A.
Option C.
C.
Option C.
The period number is determined by the highest principal quantum number. So the period has to be 5. And as they belong to p block, it will be number of ns electrons plus np electrons plus 10. So the answer is
C.
option C. Okay, good. Question number 9.
Option A.
Question number 9. आंसर क्या है क्वेश्चन नंबर 9?
Option A.
O2 minus less than, N3 minus less than, H2 minus less than, P3 minus. Good. O2 minus सही है ना? O2 minus and N3 minus are isoelectronic, H2 minus and P3 minus are isoelectronic. So you can compare among these two as well as among these two. Among oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus, sulfur and phosphorus will be having greater radius because they belong to third shell. Okay, oxygen and nitrogen belongs to second shell. Okay, so option A is the right answer. Any doubt? किसी को भी कुछ डाउट है तो पूछो. O2 minus N3 minus इन दोनों के बीच में कंपेयर करो. N3 minus में the number of protons are less, hence it has greater radius when compared to O2 minus. H2 minus और P3 minus में compare करो. Again, phosphorus has lesser protons, hence it has greater radius. Among oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur, phosphorus, sulfur phosphorus will be having greater radius because of the greater number of shells. Third shell है ना? Clear है? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question number 10. Question number
Option
10.
C.
Option C.
Option C is the right
C.
answer. If you are comparing among calcium and barium, down the group ionization energy decreases. So barium must be having a lesser ionization energy when compared to calcium. And if you are comparing among sulfur and selenium, again down the group it decreases. Selenium must be having lesser ionization energy than sulfur. So by eliminating options, you can get the answer. देखो, इसमें sulfur is given lesser than selenium. Selenium must be lesser than sulfur. There is only one option where you have selenium less than sulfur, and calcium must be greater than barium, or barium must be less than calcium. Barium less than calcium भी एक ही option में है. So answer is C. And argon must be having the highest because it is noble gas. Okay. Okay. Question number 11. Question number
Option
11.
C.
Option D.
Option C, option D. Answer must be among option C and D. Okay. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium. Oxygen. They all belong to same group. Okay. Nitrogen, उसके नीचे phosphorus, उसके नीचे arsenic. Okay. Left to right, what happens to ionization energy? Sorry, atomic radius. Na? Left to right, what happens to atomic radius?
Decreases.
This. So,
Decreases.
ये जो arsenic है, it must be having greater radius when compared to selenium. Top to bottom, it increases. So oxygen less than, sulfur less than selenium, and selenium must be lesser than arsenic. So answer is D, not C. Answer is D. In the same period, left to right, atomic radius decreases. So selenium must be having lesser radius when compared to arsenic. Answer is D. Okay. Question number 12.
Option B.
Option B.
They're asking us about the second ionization energy. So carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. After removing an electron, what happens to their group numbers? Initial group numbers are carbon is
14.
14, 15, 16, 17. After removing an electron, this will be 16, 15, 14 and 13. सबसे ज्यादा कौन होगा? 15 greater than
15 greater than
16 greater than 14
14
greater than
greater than 13.
Okay, 15 greater than, 16 greater than, 14 greater than 13. So oxygen greater than, fluorine greater than, nitrogen greater than carbon. Option B.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Clear है ना सबको? Very good. क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 आसान है.
D.
देखो, वो जो इलेक्ट्रॉन एफिनिटी है, इट इज डिफाइंड फॉर इन जनरल पर मोल. ये जो 3.7 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट्स दिया है ना, दे हैव आल्सो गिवन द कन्वर्शन ऑन. सो इट इज 3.7 into 23.06 kilocalorie per mole. मतलब whenever you are giving electrons to 1 mole of chlorine atoms, the amount of energy that will be released is the 3.7 into 23.06 kilocalories. Per mole का मतलब क्या है? For 1 mole of chlorine atoms, that much amount of energy is released. 1 mole मतलब कितना ग्राम्स हो जाएगा? 1 mole is nothing but 35.5 grams ना? 35.5 grams chlorine
Yes.
mass. So for 35.5 grams, this much amount of energy is released. If I am having only 1 gram of chlorine, what will be the energy released?
1 by 35.5.
1 by 35.
Okay, this which is 3.7 into 23.06 divided by 35.5. So the answer is D. The answer is D. Everyone, please concentrate. हो गया last 2 questions. Clear है ना? Okay. In the question, the data is given for 1 mole, मतलब 35.5 grams के लिए. So for 1 gram, it will be divided by 35.5. 2.4 kilocalories. Question number 14.
option B.
Option
B.
Option C.
ऑप्शन सी डी एक एक ऑप्शन देखते हैं. रुको. Chemical reactivity increases with increase in atomic number down the group in both alkali metals and halogens.
No.
एक बार everyone, ये जो alkali metals है, those are metals, right? Metals का reactivity is judged based on the loss of electrons. Because metals will be losing electrons whenever there is reaction for the metal, it will be losing electrons. So down the group, as ionization energy decreases, the reactivity increases. Okay. अभी ये जो halogens है, halogens are non-metals. Halogens, their reactivity is judged based on gaining of electrons. Okay. Gaining of electrons, which is based on electron affinity. Not an electron activity, electron affinity. You need to judge for halogens based on electron affinity. Okay, electron affinity and electron activity are directly proportional. If I'm not taking any exceptions into consideration, so electron activity भी आप लोग देख सकते हो, चलेगा. Okay, so based on electron activity क्या जज कर सकते हो? Down the group, what happens to electron activity? Decreases. So what will happen to the reactivity? Decreases. Okay, electron लेने की tendency decrease होता जाएगा, so reactivity decreases. So पहला option में they are saying that reactivity increase for both. गलत है ना? In option B they are saying alkali metals the reactivity increases, but in halogens it decreases with increase in atomic number down the group. So B is the right answer.
Yes, sir.
B is the right answer. बाकी options भी check कर लेते हैं. The reactivity decrease in alkali metals, no. In both alkali metals, both decrease. वो भी गलत है. Question number 15.
option C.
Correct order of acidic strength. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. Left to right, the metallic nature decreases and the non-metallic nature increases. ये जो elements है, they belong to same period. Aluminium, उसके बाद silicon, उसके बाद phosphorus, उसके बाद sulfur. So left to right, what happens to acidic strength? Increases. So Al2O3 is less than, SiO2 less than, B2O3
B3O4
less than SO2. D. Option D is the right answer. Okay. In fact, Al2O3 amphoteric करके भी लिखा है हमने. In the notebook, we have written that as the amphoteric, right?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 16.
ZNO.
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 In general, most of the oxides of D block elements are amphoteric. Na2O is basic oxide, SO2 acidic oxide, B2O3 is also acidic oxide. Okay. If you dissolve B2O3 in water, you will get H3BO3. If you dissolve SO2 in water, you will get H2SO3. Na2O को पानी में मिलाए तो you will get NaOH. Okay. ठीक है. Okay. Thank you everyone. In the next lecture, we will be starting with new chapter, chemical bonding.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.